All right. We're gonna get started. Like Lijus said, Lijus is my brother from another mother. He's out there making it happen in Italy. How exciting! Obviously Riman's growing like wildfire. I know some of you are here for the first time, taking a look at Riman. Maybe a phone call from a friend said, "Hey man, you got to jump on this thing. I'm really excited about it. I want you to take a look at. Maybe there's something for you there. Maybe some of you've experienced some of our products and you've maybe seen what we call a pop up, which is basically kind of a product demonstration and." Maybe you're like, hey, I want to find out this opportunity, how it works and how it can work possibly for me too on a part-time, basis, right along with what I've got going on now. But, wherever we've caught you at, if you're already, maybe right now you're a planner and you're working on learning how to do this presentation, hopefully in the time restraints that I have, I can do an adequate job of painting an amazing picture of what Reman can do for you, on a part-time, possibly even a full-time basis, as we share with you the opportunity. My background, I got started in direct selling about 30 years ago. A little bit over 30 years ago, I was a high school student. In fact, I was going to school, wasn't doing too well, came from a poor family. I never really thought about becoming wealthy or financially independent. And, I got a phone call and got exposed to this industry and I saw it and I was like, wow, this is something maybe I could possibly do. And I had no idea it was going to work out like this. I just basically paid attention, took a lot of notes, learned this business and, my life changed instantly. That first year, my senior year in high school, my last year in high school. I don't know if you guys call them seniors in UK, but my last year of high school, I was able to make an excess of 147,000 part time, and it was not me, right? It was my mentor. He taught me how to do this, and I just paid attention, applied the information, and it was a dream come true. This is 30 years ago, and I discovered skincare and beauty about 16, 17 years ago. A friend of mine was starting a company and really wanted some support and some help. So I, said, I'll help you, but I'm not going to do beauty. Like I'm a guy. I don't really know anything about like, I'm the type of guy when my lips get chapped, I just lick them. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really, I'm not really that guy that knew anything about skincare. I never really used skincare. And we saw a skincare business and we ended up, I said, I think this thing could really work big. And I got started. We ended up building $1 billion skincare company and it grew worldwide. And we sold that business a little over 3 years ago. And it was just really a dream come true. And I got a phone call from Danny Bay, good friend of mine, somebody that I met 20 years ago and kind of helped him get started in this profession. And he sent me some products and said, hey, Tim, let me let me send you these products, try these things out. I'm like, all right. I was kind of reluctant because obviously I had my own skincare, but my wife she just said, try the products. Don't be that type of person. First day I tried the products, I went to football practice, put the products on, went to football practice. In football here in America, like we don't use our feet, so it's kind of weird, but it's a different kind of football, right? American, I guess you guys call American football. I know you guys' football is like popular as heck. But I went to football practice and one of my coaches was like, man, your skin looks great. And I was like, what? Like, like I just felt creepy that the guy said that to me. I did not like that feeling at all. I was like, did he just, I was so concerned, that having a guy say that to me. And then the next day, my daughter's like, Dad, did you get Botox? And I'm like, no, why would I get Botox? Like, that's weird, right? No, what is going on? My wife goes, it's got to be those products Danny sent you. So I called him up and he shared me the story of Remon and I was just blown away. I was like, this is absolutely remarkable. This company basically, what happened is they got started in 2018. And the gentleman that started the company is a very well-known formulator for products. So basically, this gentleman's the number one K-beauty formulator in Korea. And he was working on a product, right? And he was trying to find a way to be able to have people have youthful glass skin, glowing skin. And he started studying a plant. It's called Centella asiatica. Uh, and like in America, probably in UK too, we call it tiger grass. Because when tigers get wounded, what they'll do is they'll roll around in this grass and sleep in this grass to heal their wounds. And this plant was discovered, well over 50 years ago. And in South Korea, it's a really popular plant. Like, in fact, like we have something in America. I know you guys don't have it, but there's an ointment that we use in America. It's called Neosporin. So like anytime somebody gets a scrape, they put Neosporin. It's like in every first aid kit. It's like a little healing ointment. You guys probably have the same thing, just with a different name. But in Korea, they have an ointment, but it's called Amatakaso. This is actually the ointment that they use, and it's got centella. It's made from centella leaf. So centella and tiger grass is very well known inside of South Korea. And he started studying this plant and he was researching this plant. And the same time he started researching this plant, they discovered this water that was actually trapped inside this volcano called Halasan volcano on Jeju Island. And when they found this water, the United Nations stepped in, made it UNESCO Heritage World Site to protect it. and they gave out Korea gave out a couple government contracts, and the skincare contract was awarded to Chairman An, the gentleman that started our company. So he took this water and he said, "Let me spray the plants with it to see what would happen." And the plants actually grew from the size of a quarter, which I know you guys don't have quarters, but like a little coin. I feel so bad. I need to know more. Everyone's like, get a little education on our country. You're talking about quarters. We don't have that stuff, but you guys know what I mean. Like a little coin to the size of the hand, and it grew 10 times bigger. So he ended up patenting this plant, and it's got 10 times the healing properties. So he ended up putting together this formula using this plant and using the water from the lava energy, the Jeju lava energy water. And he formulated this product and said, man, I can't sell this product. I want to open up my own company. I don't want to, give this formula away to somebody else. This is a masterpiece. So they started Riman basically with the Inselderm product right out of South Korea in 2008, and it just grew like wildfire in South Korea. Now, you guys probably, most of you know, Korea is like one of the most competitive markets in the world for skincare, and it just grew, became the number one K beauty brand in South Korea, and they were gearing up to grow internationally in 2019. But obviously, you guys all know in 2020 when the COVID breakout started, what they decided to do was to wait until the COVID restrictions were lifted until they decided to expand internationally. And COVID lasted a lot longer in South Korea. So at the end of 2022, when they removed the restrictions in South Korea, what happened was they contacted my friend Mr. Danny Bay to come on board as a president of sales and help grow this thing internationally. And then he sent me some products. I fell in love with them right away. I'd never seen a product that worked that fast. I kept looking at the opportunity, and I was like, man, this company's got the stability and credibility because they've done 2.5 billion in sales. $2.5 billion in sales. And I know that translates into different currency, where whatever country, I know some of you guys are on euros, some of you guys are on pounds, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Basically a lot of success. And they grew like wildfire in that country. So they got the stability and credibility of a multi-billion dollar company, but they have the income potential of a brand new startup company. And it just blew me away when I saw the results that I was getting. And I just thought, man, you know what? This is going to be unbelievable because when you have a product that can deliver powerful results, it doesn't take convincing. A lot of times when people look at direct sales, that word sales scares people. I was a go-kart track attendant before I got started in this profession when I was in high school. And you guys probably don't even call them go-karts, like the little race cars that people have. You guys always come up with better words than go-kart. You know what I mean? You guys, but the little cars, the little fast cars that everybody uses. And I was working on a go-kart track. I didn't know anything about sales. I never done anything like that before. So I was kind of hesitant, you know what I mean, when I first got started in this business because of sales. But what I discovered is when a product works really fast and people can see results, it doesn't take selling. You just put it on their face and then people sell themselves. And then you just ask people if they want it. And that's why, skincare to me is the best profession to be involved in with direct selling, just because of the stickiness of the product. Also the fact that, women, whenever they try the product, they get really excited, like me, when I got a compliment about my skin, I was a little bit, weirded out, but women, they love that. Right. So when I started to see the results of this product delivered, I was like, man, this is going to be amazing. So I'm going to go over what's going on right now. We just launched in Europe. We've got 3 countries under our belt. Like the timing is unbelievable right now. And the excitement level is at an all-time high. So I'm going to pull up a quick slide deck. I'm going to go through this because it's a lot easier than me just kind of, I want to give you guys some visuals. Because everybody's like, wait a second, why is there an ugly guy talking about the beauty industry? What are we doing here? So I need to give you guys something better to look at than me. So let me pull up this slide deck and kind of go through this. But you all know how Korea, like everything's blowing up right now. I didn't really realize it. Like I honestly had no idea the K movement that was going on, but it's absolutely phenomenal. Right now, Korea is like doing everything. I've always eaten Korean barbecue, right? Where I live at in Southern California, there's a big Korean population. So I always eat Korean barbecue. So I was like, yeah, I know their barbecue is good. And then I found out their skincare is good, but there's like a whole movement going on. There's different genres of music. There's one called K-pop, and it's actually huge all over the world. And let me pull my slide deck up. And K beauties is blowing up everywhere. There's these things called K dramas, like they're on like Netflix and all those types of things. I'm sure you guys have Netflix in Europe. That's like these guys are blowing up everywhere. Korea is, and the K beauty movement is huge, right? So basically, what's happening is right now there's a lot going on. With Korea is starting to do real well when it comes to everything, and it's kind of like, how do we cash in on this, right? I'm not going to be a K-pop celebrity, so I'm not going to be able to make money there, but I can promote these products and make a fortune. So established, obviously, everybody knows. I talked about earlier. We established in 2018, did over $2.5 billion in sales. Number one rated K beauty brand on the planet. They sold over 40 million bottles of their number one selling cream, which is the X line. This product here, absolutely amazing. It's the star of the show. They sold 40 million bottles of that product. Obviously we just launched in US and Canada. Everybody's excited about that. We just launched in Taiwan. We launched in Hong Kong, Mexico, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines. We just launched obviously in United Kingdom. We just launched in Japan. We just launched in yesterday. We launched in Italy. We launched in Chile and Spain already. We just launched in Peru, Colombia. Like we're growing like wildfire all over the world. And the reason why it's growing so fast is because the products are just absolutely the superstar. So, well, let me just kind of touch on this real quickly. We've got three major brands here. And it's always important, obviously, when you look at a business or you look at a company, you look at the products, you want to kind of know more about it. ICD is the Incel Derm line. That's the number one star of the show. It's the most amazing products on the planet. We got two lines there. We have Radiance and 100, obviously an X line, which is, the most popular line. Then we have something called Bodolab, right? And both basically what Bodolab is our hair care and body care. People love those products. I love them every day. Obviously, I use the hair care products and the body care. And then obviously our Lifening, right, is our nutritional line. So let me just kind of go through some of this real quickly. I talked earlier about the giant Byung pool. That's our patented plant that we've got. There's so many papers that have been done and so much research done on Byung pool, which is another name for obviously, Centella asiatica, tiger grass. It's got different names, but basically it's the same plant. And the Jeju Lava Energy Water is what basically separates us. Nobody has that. Jeju Lava Energy Water with their products. It's obviously we have an exclusive contract for the Jeju Lava Energy Water. And then obviously the nanoliposomal technology. This is what sets us apart. The microfluidization process, basically what that is whenever you microfluidize something, you make it about 350 times smaller than a hair follicle. So imagine like how small a hair follicle is. And when you nanoliposomal, when you microfluidize something, what happens is it becomes 350 times smaller than a hair follicle. So it penetrates past your epidermis, gets to your dermis, and heals your skin. So once again, it's something that separates us apart from everybody else. That's the reason why the results are so amazing and everybody that uses the product. Now, we have something called Riman Campus. When I saw this absolutely blew me away. The fact that we have 150,000 square foot smart farm on Jeju Island. This is where we grow all of our hero ingredients. And this is actually all AI powered smart farm environment where we control everything and from seed to serum, right? This is unbelievable what we've been able to accomplish. We've got over 20 patents on our products. It's unbelievable what's going on here with Riman. They just also built a Riman Village, which is a resort on Jeju Island. So when you hit top ranks right now in Europe, I think it's like the first 50 people to hit team leader get to go to Riman Village. Unbelievable experience. I mean, it absolutely is remarkable where you can basically see, feel, touch everything. And it's just an experience that you'll never forget. And that's really amazing. And I want to just real quickly, I'm going to skip through this real quickly.
Jeju.
But this is, I apologize for skipping through that just because I didn't hook my audio up so it would sound muffled. But basically, I'll just kind of recap on what that video was about is simply this is the ICD line, the way that we put this product together, it's unmatched. I mean, right now, the excitement level is at an all-time high. And everybody's so excited about these products. When you share them with somebody, naturally what happens is they want to be a part of it, whether it be as a customer or they want to get started and promote the products as well and earn a little bit of a part-time income because of the results. The packaging's beautiful. The efficacy of the product's amazing. Like this, we have really set ourselves apart when we put this product together. Now we also, this makeup line that we have as well is just absolutely remarkable as well. I mean, people, when they use the makeup, I haven't tried these products yet, obviously, but my wife loves them. Everybody loves these products, the makeup. I love makeup too, because it's a huge market. The Bodolab, we talked about that. We touched on that. The hair care, absolutely next level. We got a hero ingredient there called Deserta Cola. We'll get more into that in product training. Swamels, our body care, that Swamels, a bioremediator. We'll explain what that means in product training. Just know these products are all next level. Our Lifening product, nutrition from the inside, skincare from the inside out approach. People fall in love instantly whenever they try these products as well. And everybody right now is excited like never before. We've got before and after pictures for days of what the product can do and what people have experienced themselves. So when you get started with Riman, you start trying the products, make sure you get your before and after, because I always tell people, a picture's worth, 1,000 words. And when you look at these pictures, you can just see the difference that these products make. And everybody falls in love with them, like I said, because of the results that they're seeing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the income opportunity available. I'm just going to touch on it because obviously when the products are as amazing as ours, you really want to find out how there's an opportunity here. Everybody I'm sure on this call knows how traditional supply chain works, right? A company will manufacture and supply a product, and what they'll do is they'll mark it up and sell it to distributors, right? And a distributor will mark it up and sell it to a wholesaler. Then a wholesaler will mark it up and sell it to a retailer. And the retailer will mark it up and sell it to a customer. So all those markups, the customer ends up paying a higher premium for the product. So what Riman decided to do is to keep the overhead, keep the price low. What they decided to do is to partner up with you and I, and they give us what we call an equity ownership position with the company. So you and I get an equity ownership position with the company where we can promote these products. We can do it obviously online. We can do it in retail shops. We can do it direct to consumers. I'm kind of an old school direct to consumer type person, but we've got people that are unbelievable at getting retailers, unbelievable. They do an amazing job at getting them selling the products online. So whichever way, we always encourage people, we train people how to be able to do all of them, whatever direction somebody wants to go. But what I can share with you is that when you get somebody to become a customer of yours, they're going to earn a 5% reward points. Plus, once they become a VIP or a VVIP, a very, very important customer, they can get up to a 10% savings whenever they purchase the products, plus the extra 5% reward points. So it incentivizes people to continue to keep rebuying. But what also happens is when they set that customer account up, it's attached to you. Okay, it's going to be attached to you. And what happens is every time they purchase the product, guess what happens to you? You get paid, right? So you do a job one time, you introduce somebody to the products one time, but every time they reorder, your cash register is going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You're making money on it. So this is an exciting way, because a lot of times people are looking for ways to make residual income. They're looking for a way to get paid all the time. People right now are like, man, you know what? Most people, I know in America for sure, and I'm probably like this in UK, where people, in order to make money, to generate income for their family, they have to trade hours for dollars. So people are looking for a way to make leverage income as opposed to linear income. Linear income, it's hard to generate wealth because you've only got so many hours in a day. But leverage income, you can create a residual income. You can build a distribution network and get paid massive override. So let me outline a little bit more about how this works and show everybody your global online site, right? This is your shop. And obviously, when you get started, you want to get some products. Everybody knows that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But what happens is when you get your global online store, people can buy from all over the world from your store, and it's like 20 pounds yearly, right? I think that is a pound sign, and that 20 pounds yearly licensing fee. Basically, what that means is for $20, boom, you're in business, right? And obviously, you're going to want to get some products. Majority of people never own their own business. Why? Because of the overhead, right? The majority of businesses, and I apologize, I don't know the numbers in Europe, but it's probably about the same thing. In America, the average small business costs $450,000. We know that because the Small Business Administration in America tracks that. And out of those businesses, 65% fell within 5 years. And the ones that succeed are only profiting about 5 to 10%. So right when you get started, you're profiting anywhere between 10 to 54% on the products that you are able to promote. So imagine anytime you promote a product, you could profit up to 54% from that product, right? And so we're talking about profits, and that is a huge number, right? So everybody's always looking for ways to make profits in business, and the profits are huge, right? The traditional small business, the average profit is 5 to 7%. So there's a huge upside to this, and 65% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years, and it's usually because of the overhead, right? Traditionally, an overhead for a business is really, 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 really expensive. When you get started, you get your licensing fee basically to get started, but you also, guess what? You want to get your hands on some products as well, right? And that's going to be up to you. We have starter sets available. We'll talk about here in a second, but this gives you access to be able to promote all around the world. That's such amazing, right? Because we know people with skin everywhere, right? We're opening up. We just already opened up Spain. We're just opened up Italy. We just pre-launched Italy. France about to open up. Ireland just opened. Romania, Thailand, Peru. Peru just opened. Colombia just opened. Chile's open. Australia's opening. We're growing like wildfire through a dry brush field. So the excitement level's at an all-time high, right? Now, these starter kits are usually what most people want to get. Now, usually they get the two bigger ones, one of the two. Or sometimes more. I ended up getting 4 of the bigger ones because I knew I needed product, and being a business owner, and being an entrepreneur before, I kind of knew that I was going to go through these products fast. The little basic set, that's kind of toe dippers, right? The people that just want to just try, like just put their toe in the water. Nothing wrong with that package. It's not like if you get this package, we're going to treat you, a little bit less or anything like that. But the advanced and the business sets are the ones that are most popular. The reason being is because they come with 1,000 sales points. and they come with the products you need to build your business. So as a result, that 1,000 sales points personally is going to help you unlock your unit level, right? So we'll show you how to do that when you get started, but these packages come with free products, right? So everybody, when they get started, they always want to pick up a starter set. Most people go for the bigger sets. And the reason being is because it's kind of like, if you're going to get started in business, you kind of want to start the right way. When I got started, like I said, I ended up getting 4 of the bigger sets. And within the first week, I was already out of my products because I was promoting it so big, so fast. And it's just exciting. Like, I think when you get involved in something like this, where the products are the superstar, absolutely mind blowing. Now, when you're in your first 30 days, you're allowed to get these starter sets. You're allowed to pick up to 4 of the starter sets whenever you get started. So when you get started, you start to rank advance through the plans. This is how you go from 10 to 54%. Okay. So as a planner, what happens is you're going to get 10% anytime that you promote the product, right? As a manager, you're going to get 20 to 30%. Okay. At planner manager, you're going to get an override on your first and second level of 5% when you unlock your unit level. We'll teach you how to do that in our training. Senior manager, you even get more money, right? So as a senior manager, now you're getting 30 to 40% anytime that you promote a product. So think about, imagine 30% profits. Like, for a business owner, that's absolutely unheard of, right? And then what happens is, as you build your distribution channel. So think about this. Do you know anybody besides yourself that would like to have 6 Saturdays and a Sunday? Right? Do you know anybody besides yourself that would rather roll over instead of roll out of bed in the morning? Right? Somebody that would rather maybe, want to enjoy their life a little bit more. You introduce them to the opportunity, they have the opportunity to be able to promote the products, and you're going to get what we call an override on their performance. So the overrides can become astronomical as you build this business worldwide. Okay. And then when you become a director, national director, you can unlock overrides past your 6 levels. So everybody right now, when they take a look at this compensation plan, they get really excited because of the opportunity that's available. And I'm going to show you real quickly. We have something, it's unprecedented. This is our leadership match program. As you can calculate, 40, 20, 10, 5, 5, 5 is the maximum payout. That's basically 85% matching bonus. So there's a huge upside to this. We'll get more into this in comp plan training. Just know that what I'm showing you here with this leadership match bonus is it incentivizes people to help other people become successful. Because getting started right now, today, you've got to be asking yourself this question: am I going to get any support? Well, obviously, we're doing this call right here, right now. We do these calls every Tuesday and Thursday, right at the same time right now. Tuesday, we do an orientation. I'll be doing that orientation. If you have never seen my orientation, I strongly recommend you jump on. I'm going to be doing it this Tuesday, coming up on this Zoom link at this time for everybody in Europe. And then Thursday, I have a business partner named Chris Kim. He's going to be doing the overview just like this. Chris was a former K-pop celebrity, so he knows a lot about Korean culture. He's going to be sharing with you really how to make as much, how you can introduce Riman. How he's going to help you introduce Riman to your family and friends, anybody that that wants to make extra money. But there's a support structure like none other. We got a beautiful building, the Arc building right there in Hammersmith. I was blown away when I saw that building. I was out there like early on, actually late last month. I was blown away. I mean, you guys, this is it. Like, we have got something so special right now in Riman, and the timing could not be any better. Like, this is literally the best time ever to take a look at Riman because the growth is growing like wildfire. Now we have something called the Drive. We're going to get more into this in the marketing whenever you get started. The next, this is where you're going to be able to find out everything that you need. The Drive really is designed for people to really get their hands on all the information that you need. It's available right at your fingertips. We've got orientation trainings. We got presentation K-pops. We got basically Tuesdays and Thursdays, just like today right now. We do the orientation Tuesdays. We do the presentations on Thursdays. We have a huge event that we do at HQ as well, right? Everybody loves that. We've got live trainings that are going on. So there's so much stuff that's happening. Just connect with your upline to find out when the next event is. But I'm not going to get into the orientation tonight. We're going to save that for you. And we're going to get into that on Tuesday. But I went over this quickly, and I apologize if I talk really fast. I know I do. I sometimes get excited, about the opportunity, and I just start getting all bubbled up, and I just get too pumped up. So I apologize if I went too fast. But it's basically this. Do you know anybody with skin? Like, answer is obvious, right? We've all know people with skin. Do the people that you know with skin, do you think they want their skin to look better or worse? I think the answer is obvious. They all want to look better. If you had a product that could help them get better looking skin, do you think they would want to purchase it? Mainly when they look at the price points are unbelievable. Like this in America, this is like $60 US dollars. So this is unbelievable. Like I've never seen products like this at these price points. That's the reason why it doesn't make a difference whether it's UK, whether it's Spain, whether it's Italy, whether it's Ireland, wherever we go, these products grow like wildfire. Mexico is one of our best countries for business because everybody's got skin, and people are looking for ways to be able to look better. It's not like anybody's walking around being like, man, if I could get some more wrinkles, man, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for, right? Nobody's saying that. People want to look better, not worse. So when you have a product that can deliver what people are looking for, naturally they want to become a long-term customer with you. But being in the right place at the right time is never enough. You got to take action, right? My mentor told me without action, nothing counts. So, when you look at sharing this business with people, we're going to teach you step by step, but don't wait till Tuesday. I mean, I would get started today, connect with the people that you're working with, right? Your sponsor, the team leader that you're working with. And what I would do is I would ask them, hey, look, you know what, is there any way that I can get a little bit of training before so I can get a couple brand new people started as well? And then Tuesday, bring them on the orientation so they can get trained as well, right? It's super simple, super fun. Don't overcomplicate it. Just have fun with the products. Find some skin, slap some product on, and good things happen. I mean, literally, that's what I teach, right? It's don't overcomplicate it. I can promise you this. I do not know a ton about the products. All I know is my face looks different, right? It's like, and when I say different, I'm meaning good, right? My wife gives me kissy time with the lights on now, which is that was very rare, right? It'd been 30 years since that had happened. So just for my personal testimonial, somebody's like, oh, this guy's being gross. I apologize, you guys, but I think you guys got good sense of humor. I think in UK too, but we're just having fun. But, get back to your buddy that invited you here. Ask them how you can get started. They're going to have an enrollment link. Okay. And they'll send you the link. You can just plug right into the enrollment link. They'll walk you through this process, get started. Obviously, you want to get yourself set up for massive success by doing what, right? By getting yourself a starter set. Get started right away. The person that invited you on, they're not a mind reader. So they're not going to call you and be like, oh, I was just reading your mind. I want to welcome you to the team. So you got to let them know, right? If you see it or not. If you do, welcome to the team. If you don't see it, I would encourage you to keep looking because I would not want you to miss out on this just because maybe I didn't do an adequate job of sharing with you the opportunity that's available here today with Riman. So with that being said, get back to your buddy invited you here. Get their link so you can get enrolled in Riman. They'll show you how to basically how to walk through the sign up process. And we're going to be there with you, supporting you every step of the way. Next Tuesday night, I encourage you, if you've got team members already on your team, get them on the orientation. I promise you, I'm going to do a really good job of getting everybody launched properly and have everybody running to become massively successful. So with that being said, cheers, everybody. Cheers. See you guys all later. Appreciate you guys. Love you.